Alright, so this is an introductory video where I just want to briefly go over what it is I want to do with this production company. It's basically open doors, willing to give everyone a shot, but it's very quick to get rid of people that just are not really into doing something professional. You know, it's fine if people aren't pros yet, or if they're a little slow or they make mistakes, but there are things that just are not tolerated, like if they're, for example, if their average response time of letters is more than 24 hours, it's like, sorry, it's not going to work. Slow communication in a serious production just makes producing a complete fucking nightmare. So that's one of the things. And I want to make this video as concise and to the point as I can, so hopefully I don't repeat anything too much. But basically, this is going to be a professional production company, and I want to get it full house around May 9th. Full house meaning each of the key positions are committed to by professional people that can hold their own in each of those positions. A full team of a couple people that do nothing but pitch to major studios and stuff. People that work on nothing but fundraising. People that work on nothing but marketing when the time comes. And people to help with organizing. So I want a full house. Now, in this company, let's see, where should I start? Each week, typically each person each week would submit an invoice to the production company of their hours and like how many, what roles they were doing, and under each role, how many hours and what their product was, and what they did that week to improve in that field. No one's allowed to think they're the best or as good as it gets. No one's allowed to be uncourteous to the other members of the team. I don't care how much of a celebrity or big shot they are or whatever. And it's fair nations, meaning everyone gets paid the same based on how much you give to the company. And there's no retroactive bullshit. It's this is set in stone. This is set by the group. So day in, day out what percentage of the of all profits you're going to get based on your what you've done. Now this system of hours put in, first up front, everyone's going to have what your projects are and what the estimated hours are. When a crew is just simply working, then it's your time card. It's easy. The harder stuff is the prep or the researching, or the artwork or the CG editing. That's where it starts to get a little tough. But basically, you're given how much a project is considered to be worth. And if you go over it, you have to go over it with the group and explain why. And it's up to the group whether or not they agree with you. It's possible that someone is just dead set, totally certain that it takes 300 hours to edit Head and Shoulders talking scene between 3 shots that's 10 seconds long. They might be, so it's each person in this company has to be open to being possibly wrong. They have to be open to maybe there's a better way of doing things. They have to be open to ideas from one another. Now, generally in producing, there's a few things I want to do because I want to. It's best to just explain it. Let's see. On every project, every crew member has a say on what gets made. Now, a project has to be greenlit in a few different phases. The first phase is that the crew agrees on the script. This is a script that they're excited about. This is a script that they want to see get made. I don't want to get I don't want to get a single person, even a PA, to get stuck on a project that they that they're not excited about. I don't want this just to be I don't want these projects just to be something for people's IMDb's or resumes. I want these to be projects everyone is excited about. Second phase. None of the crew can have disagreements for the cast. Now, I'm not saying that everyone in the crew has to fully agree with all the cast, but there can't be any disagreements. Like, no, I do not see that person being able to play that role. And we can give actors like, a week or two to try and fit into the role, but if the crew's just, any crew member is just against someone playing the project, they can't be in it. Obviously there will be situations might come up where we might get a celebrity, but they have a little bit of an edgy side, and some people, including me, might not want to have them on. Well, some people are excited to have a celebrity on board. So we'll just have to work on those things as a group and come to group agreements. Third phase that every project has to get through before being greenlit, before we'll even think about planning, is the actors need to have their lines speed memorized, to the speed of light. And what that is it's a little trick that took me 15 years of acting experience to discover, where most actors don't know when they've memorized their lines enough. And the mechanical point is, when they can say their lines at the speed of light, including the last word that leads into their line, without looking at the script, then they're ready for the pressures of the set. Because anyone can memorize lines generally, but then when you get to set and you have the pressures of the camera and everyone, you get in your head, and then you spend most of your energy just worrying about the freaking words, which are the least important thing of what's going on. This company, I want it to be a company where people know what to expect, that it's fair, that it's based on professionalism, not politics, that it treats people fairly. And let's say, for example, someone gets fired. The only thing that someone can get kicked out of the group is if they commit a crime or sexual harassment or something bad like that. Otherwise, how smaller stuff is judged is not necessarily by the action, but by the damage, the disruption, or the time that it wasted. And then that's multiplied or divided by whether it appears it was intentional or a mistake. And this is just stuff the group will have to go over. Someone might do something really small, but it might have really big effects. If it comes to actual damage of property, then they might not get fired from the production company, but they will be not allowed to be on set. They'll have to work behind the scenes on production, prove themselves there before they'll be allowed to have another chance on the set. And all the hours that a person's put into a project remains there. If someone comes on board and they put in 200 competent hours, it's kind of a harsh term, but it's just, lack of a better word, what I'm calling it. They have 300 hours in the project, and they just become my worst enemy, and they commit a crime. They still have the 300 hours in the pot, in the pool. It's going to diminish just because everyone is going to keep working on that project, so their relative size to the project is going to diminish. But they're not going to get cut out. I've been on projects before where if people got pissed off at previous actors, all of their lines were re-ADR'd over just so that they can be called extras. I don't believe in that. I believe that when people commit to your project, give you, their input, their hard work, I believe that that's sacred. I believe that I don't believe that a production company can really rise to theatrical levels by screwing random people. I think it's bad karma, and so on. And to also give you a better idea of what I want this company to be, I want to rant a little bit on things I hate from around. Deferred projects where the actors don't have the lines memorized and you have to do multiple freaking takes just so that they don't fuck up. And a script that by itself no one really thinks is great and sucks. I mean, talk about torture. I mean, I could go on, but I want to keep this video short as possible. You know, and or the director or just different key players being just being an ass, just being, you know, mean to people, degrading to people. You know, one of the most magical things I think in any business is feedback, is critical ideas. Every professional movie company, video game company, everyone has first bases their whole enterprise or their actions on solid research of feedback from people. And then when they come out with a product, they have a feedback phase. Some call it like focus groups or screenings, whatever. But even successful writers have feedback phases. And the first, you know, a critical feedback, I believe, is the crew. You know, they're all there on set, they all have an opinion. And I believe on sets that everyone's entitled to an opinion. Now, obviously, the most important thing on set to me is getting high quality story told in efficient time. So it, you know, I'm playing with systems and ideas of how to make this, how to make it work. Where people on set, anyone can give their idea. You know, as long as the crew, you know, are closer knit and people know each other, I think it's fine if for anyone to be able to approach the director. You know, even if I'm the director or someone else is, I think that's fine. Usually directors are stressed out worrying about all the things they should be delegating to other departments, like lighting, costumes, continuity, all this stuff. The only thing a director should really worry about is helping the actor really live that experience. In my opinion, on set, that's really the only thing a director should do. Everything else, as far as setting up the lighting, the storyboards, creating the look, all of that should be just nailed in the pre-production. And pre-production doesn't have to be long. Pre-production doesn't have to be arduous. It just has to be, you know, everyone together. Here's the look we're going for, you know, and hash it out. And you know, you need a smart DP. Like me myself, when I plan for production, I like to block everything in my mind. I have a really good 3D imagination. I don't know what the technical term is, but I like to jot down exactly where I want, you know, the lights, exactly where I want the blocking, exactly where I want the camera to go, exactly what lens type, everything. And yeah, sure, it might not work out always on set, you might need tweaks, but shit does it save a lot of time when you have basic football plays for every department that everyone knows, and they can just all do on set. Because the worst thing I hate on sets is when everyone's just standing there with their thumb up their butt waiting for some asshole to decide what he wants to do, and then another couple hours for them to do it with some setup or lighting. That's just stupid, and it's rude, and especially on a deferred project. On a deferred project, I mean, it has to be professional, it has to be efficient, it has to be organized, it has to be, you know, to me there's no difference between running a deferred project and $1 million set. On $1 million set, it's like, whoa, you don't want to, you know, run over anywhere. You know, you want to get critical feedback, critical ideas, you want to get extra takes or whatever for the sake of art, and you know, creativity and choices and all that. But you need to watch your time. Same thing on a deferred project, and just because it's deferred doesn't mean everyone's not investing in it. People are investing their very, you know, precious time, and a lot of people, they have a lot of work or they have a lot of school, and that time they're on the deferred project is usually time that they usually need just to, you know, build up their energy enough for the next week of whatever it is they have to face in life. So, and that's why I'm pretty hard as far as pre-production planning and all that stuff, because when everyone really does, you know, their job, it's a fucking pleasure. I mean, I've been on sets where the actors just knew their lines and I was thrilled. So that's why I think it's really important for, don't I like this song? Pandora. But that's why, I hope I'm still in focus. But that's, it's okay. I forgot where it was, but you get the idea. And what I want from each person is I want to know what you feel you're good at and what you can do at a professional level. Now, I want you to take a step back and really look at yourself from an exterior point of view. You know, I have people tell me that they're like the next Spielberg or the next Picasso, and you know, they'd send me a drawing, or no, they'd tell me they could do an animation per like Shrek quality, and they'd send me a drawing that looks like a fucking 2-year-old drew it. Like, no joke, serious. So, and I don't want you to like be down on yourself. I just want you to be real on where you are professionally right now, and I want you to let me know what roles in a production you think you could hold. If you're not sure, you know, fine, let me know, but let me know what your skills are, organization, experience, that type of stuff, and I'll find a home for you. There's a lot of stuff, and on the production side of things, organizing, fundraising, etc. And I can train anyone in any department to professional standards, except for lighting, camera, wardrobe, makeup, and I'm half decent at producing, getting, you know, like named actors, fundraising, equipment and stuff. So yeah, let me know. And just to make sure that people aren't just like watching the first couple minutes of this video and realizing that it has a lot of data and just blankly saying they want to join in. When you email me at writersphoenix@gmail.com, or just respond however I emailed you, just in the subject, just write production company or production 123. So in the subject, write production 123, and don't tell other people that subject, because if someone isn't willing to watch this video, if what I've said hasn't kind of interested them, that this new production company is forming that could be really exciting and could be really professional, and you know, if they want to just kind of like skip the details and just kind of like, that's not someone we can have. This production company is forming out of nothing right now, and every person we have that's willing to watch this long ass video, you know, long compared to our day and age, you know, those are the people that we need. Those are the people that are going to help us start up. The people that just casually go, yeah, dude, I'd like to help out, and they have longer than a day response times. It's like, those are the people that literally kill companies and send them to an early whimpering grave. I'm not even joking. I mean, it's. I'm sure you have your own experiences, and you know, I've met a lot of people that they're really cool, but there's just stuff that's off. They promise to do things sometimes and they don't show up, or they agree to times and then they flake or whatever. And I'll find with those people that every time their response time is always longer than a day. You know, and people that I usually find the most professional and just awesome on set have amazing response times to their emails. Like, a lot of them sometimes within minutes, at least, at most hours, which is great, and that's the only way you can get stuff done. So, and everyone every day can see everyone else's average response time. So you know when you're getting close to that 24 average hour mark, and once you pass that mark, it's just, you're done. You have your hours in the bank, but you're done. We don't have time. This company is starting, and it has amazing potential, but it doesn't have any time to deal with slow response times. It just doesn't. Now, as far as equipment goes, I have the new Mac Pro upgraded graphics cards. I'm a decent editor, but I definitely want to find you know, more professional editors that can also do effects, you know, people that know grading, color correction. I'm about to get around $7,000 worth of sound equipment, if a contact that I have is genuine, where they say they can get sound equipment at a steep discount as long as, you know, I'm working with them and stuff. But if that's true, I'm about to get like $7,000 worth of sound equipment. If not, then I'll probably just buy $4,000 worth of professional sound equipment, you know, including timecode, SMTP, high quality lavaliers, that kind of stuff. Because I don't know, I find that in products, if you can just only greenlight projects where the story's decent, the actors are decent, they memorize their lines, and the sound is good, then it's like, to me, it's like you're almost there. And then what I need help equipment-wise is lighting, grip, and camera. We can get people like celebrity DPs for $400 a day, including all their kits and stuff. But I want to get a full house. So that, because also when we get a full house and we have all the equipment that we need, then any fundraising that we get can go to Crafty and paying people. And I want to very quickly get to the point where everyone can get paid $100 for 8 hours, or at least $10 an hour. That's like I don't know. That's like mission one. And there's two companies I'm going to be forming. One is a nonprofit, and the other is a profit distribution company. The nonprofit is legitimate, and what's cool is everyone can get paid union wages and residuals. And there are jobs that I'm not sure are covered by unions, so I'll have to figure out how to take care of those guys. But all the profits would go to charities, and mostly because I don't know if you've taken a look, but we're living in a pretty crazy world right now, where our oceans only have 39 years left until they'll be devoid of all life, and we'll have one big sitting cesspool. There's scary shit going on, and I think a nonprofit film company is like the right way to go right now. And I mean, everyone's still going to be able to make a lot of money, but at the same time, you're going to be saving the world. Which is important. It's the only world we got. And this company, everything's going to be transparent. Everyone can see the accounting, the finance, where money's going. Everyone can see everyone's hours. Just full transparency. Whenever there's not full transparency, then shit happens, no matter the intentions. But full transparency all across the board, the PAs being able to see everyone else's hours and so on, everyone getting paid the same rate. I just think that saves a lot of headache. And it's also not fair if someone's willing to be the PA. They want to be a director, they want to be a producer, but they're willing to help out. And just because so personally I believe that people being professional in each post or each job title or whatever are entitled to the same pay. And as a production company, I mean, we can talk about it, but I'd prefer for that to stay the same. Even if I'm on the same project, I'm like the executive producer, writer, director, I still want variations. Also, since it's going to be a nonprofit, anyone who donates their time, locations, services, or equipment gets a tax deductible for that value. So it's just an awesome perk of a nonprofit. And all permits are free. There's no yearly fee for the corporation, and you can shoot in like Griffith Observatory, I think that's government owned, coliseums, theaters, awesome locations for free just because they're government owned and you're a nonprofit. But that also makes it easier to get investments from other people. If you invest money into a business, it's a little shady on the taxes of that, because you have to count it to get the tax deduction. You have to count that money as a loss, and to count it as a loss, you have to say you've given up on it. So then, if you later get money from it, then it gets funny. But donating money to a nonprofit corporation is just immediate tax deduction, and for investors, like say we have investors that want to invest and make money back. Well, they can, in situations where we need profits, then we simply sell the film to or partner with the distribution company that takes, like all other distribution companies, half the profits, and those can go to paying off investors, or so there's a lot of cool stuff we can do. We're making awesome content, which is I think what everyone wants to do, just make awesome content for Sundance, to make themselves known, to show the world what they're made of, and to challenge themselves and to grow as people, and at the same time help out the world. I think that's, I don't know, to me that's as good as it gets. So yeah, let me know what you think, opinions, what roles you think you'd like. And I want to set up a site soon where it shows all the key positions, who's holding it, the resume, IMDb, samples, and ideally like a video blurb from each person introducing themselves, so you can go to the central site and if you feel like a little queasy about someone holding one of our main roles with the shitty IMDb, then at least you can hear them speak. Oh, and just as a side note, a particular skill that I'm proud of is I can get almost anyone to deliver a good performance. And I know that sounds like bullshit. I do. I know how much bullshit that sounds like. But there's a lot of simple stuff in acting that makes all the difference in the world. First is not even doing anything until you've memorized the lines to the speed of light. The second thing is a lot of actors, in projects that you might work on yourself or you might produce, a lot of actors think they have a problem with dramatic scenes, grief scenes, but that's not the case. When something we love is being threatened, we get mad. When something we love is taken away or dies, we cry. We all know how to do that. What a lot of us are weak on is love. The skill of learning to love something itself, especially when you've read the script and you know it's going to go away. And building up the love for the character you're going to get mad at, and a script you might get in a fight with, that you might try to murder, that might die and you're bawling over them. Building up the love is the most important part of pre-production, bar none. Because without the love there, it's just a shitty film. But with the love, even like on simple skits or scenes, when there's genuine love there, it's just, I don't know, it makes it so much more beautiful and worthwhile to watch and shoot, produce. I think I've rambled on long enough. Yeah, if I think of anything else, if you have any questions, let me know. Real quick, I was just wondering if there's anything else. I think that's it. So yeah, let me know what you think, and hope to have you on board. Oh, by May 9th, I want to have a full house. If anyone knows of any programs, I'm going to do some research too, where everyone can put in their availability and the program suggests a meeting time for everyone. That'd be great, because I don't know, I hate trying to find the needle in the haystack where everyone can meet up. So yeah, that's pretty much it. I'm pretty excited. I hope that you're on board. I hope you're ready for this. It's not going to be easy by a long shot, but it's going to be awesome, and it's going to be I think what a lot of us have been waiting for.